Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, you know this does not work without you guys. Let's get open for business, and let's wake up the football gods here, guys. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is what it's all about. I know this season has not been the way we envisioned, where we thought we were just going to be blowing people out. I get that. But you know what? We got 2 games left against division foes, and this one, let's be honest, we are basically playing for all the cookies. I know we could actually lose to the Eagles, and if then the Eagles lost to the Giants the following week, we'd make it in. But you don't want to. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. What we want to do is we want to win. We want to destroy. We want to demoralize the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I know some people last week going into that were like, nah, man, we just need to lose out, get rid of Jason Garrett, get a draft pick, and start all over. But you know what? You never really want to lose. We will deal with Jason Garrett and where this team goes from there when that time comes. Right now, you don't know if tomorrow is promised. You want to do everything you can today, right now, because you have guys out there who have given their heart, their soul, and left body parts on the field for you. And Sean Lee, and Jason Witten, and LP Lasseman. This may be their last go-round. You want them to end their careers with 3 losses? No. What they deserve is a Super Bowl ring. I don't know that the team can get that, but I'm not going to say they can't. I've seen a stinking New York Giant team that went in as a wild card when the Dallas Cowboys were riding high, 13-3, home playoff game, seeming like they had it all together. I want to say 13 Pro Bowlers on that team, looking like some of the teams we have right now in the NFC. And yet that wild card team came into our house, bitch slapped us on the way to beating an 18-0 New England Patriots team. So if you say that they don't have a chance, you don't know. You don't know. We don't know what we don't know, because how many people thought the Cowboys were going to win, besides me saying they'd win? How many people? They said we had no chance. They said our season was over last year when we were 3-5. Yet, we won a playoff game, a rarity for Jason Garrett. You don't know what you don't know. But this morning, I'm going to go ahead and go to a little bit of the haterade, because this is now hate week. This is the week where we are playing for something other than just pride and bragging rights. And I'm putting a lot on the line. This week is about playoffs. This is a playoff game. And if you are not excited, if you are not ready, then you are not really a football fan. Let's listen to the haters this morning and see what they have to say.
On Sunday, Brian, the game we've all been waiting for all season, an NFC East showdown on Fox. Cowboys and Eagles from Philadelphia. Our guys at Fox Bet have the boys favored by 2.5.
Cowboys are favored by 2.5?
You buying the Cowboys as road favorites?
No, I'm not, and it's not because I'm super high on Philly. Philly's pulled one out of the fire in back-to-back weeks against back-to-back bad teams. I give Carson Wentz and the Eagles credit for not folding in those situations, but it's not like they all of a sudden look like they've gotten it right. And I understand the Cowboys just played their best and most complete game of the season, but this is a drastic overreaction to the Cowboys for once all year, looking at their best, looking the way a lot of people thought they could throughout the season. And I know there is going to be the narrative of, well, are they peaking at the right time? You cannot be peaking if you were just at your lowest moment. The Cowboys 3 weeks prior to their great game against the Rams, it's not like they were on the cusp of putting it all together. They played a great defensive game and then a great offensive game. And then, no, they played terribly against Buffalo and then followed that up by playing even worse against the Bears. So, no, I'm not buying the Cowboys as road favorites over a team with a pulse, and the Eagles at the very least have that. And I'm not buying the Cowboys as all of a sudden some now dark horse contender if they get into the tournament, even though, Brian, Philly has had considerable struggles this year, along with the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm actually buying the Cowboys as road favorites, and here's the reason.
What?
When
Right,
Zeke
Westbrook?
plays, which he will this week, the Cowboys are 5-0 against the Eagles.
Yep.
Zeke has gone off against the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Eagles' defense has not looked very good as of late. Here's the thing, though. When they played each other week 5 or 6, whenever it was, the Philadelphia Eagles had 4 turnovers. The Dallas Cowboys converted 3 of those turnovers into touchdowns. Those are big
Power
stats.
of
And so
4.
if the Eagles just say to me, we can go out there and not turn the football over, we're in the game. That means that Carson Wentz, who's come from behind these last 2 weeks, has an opportunity to helpfully win these games. I still think, even as a underdog, the Eagles have an opportunity to win this football game. But the big 3 for the Dallas Cowboys, that's the most important part. How can you slow down the big 3, Cooper, Dak, as well as Zeke?
I got a little Christmas budget set aside for my
Here we
daughters.
go.
I'll
Here we
put it
go.
on this game. On the Eagles as the home dog there. So my daughters will have the best Christmas they've had in a long time. Because I'm going to go for none or the other. I think everyone, I think you hit a spot, nail on the head. I think people are buying into, hey, the Cowboys have figured out. I think they might have, but I need to see a bigger body of work than one game where they kind of capture all this magic. And it was great. It was awesome. But I need to see this. Those 3 games, that 3-game skid, I need to see. By the way, 2 of which were on the road in nasty conditions where it looked like, oh, this is a team from Dallas where it's typically warmer or they can play in a nice controlled environment as opposed to them having to go on the road. And I get where Zeke is playing, and they're 5-0 with Ezekiel Elliott. But how do we know which Jason Garrett is going to be calling plays? Is he going to feed him the rock enough times, or is he going to get away from it? Are they going to try to get cute at different times? I haven't seen enough consistency from this Dallas Cowboys to have enough confidence to say, you know what, they can lay 2.5 points, go on the road, and do it in Philly with a playoff type of atmosphere. I can't buy into that just yet.
Nick, what's on the line for this game? The Cowboys can clinch with a win, right?
Cowboys clinch the division if they win this football game. The Eagles, if they win this game, they don't clinch, but they're in obviously dominating position if they win the game. So, I mean, the winner of this game, if the Cowboys win it, 100% they win the division. If the Eagles win it, I'd say it's close to 90% they win the division.
We talk so much on the show about...
Okay, all right, enough of them. You know, here's the thing. Here's the bottom line. It's a division game. Division games are always crazy. They always are. But the thing that they always pointed out is you're going to be on the road in Philadelphia. The weather conditions, I'm about 2.5 hours away from Philadelphia. It's been raining the last 2 days quite a bit. I think the weather, I've got to look at the weather reports. It's kind of about the 30, 40-ish range right now at night, and during the day about 40, 45 maybe. So the weather could be an issue. It could be. And the Cowboys, I believe, over the last few years, on games under 60 degrees on natural turf, are 11-11, just 500. So there's that. But bad weather usually favors the team that can run the ball. And this time of year, this is when you want to be able to run the ball. And what you've seen, at least from the Dallas Cowboys this past week, was not the typical running game. Because, see, this is the misconception that you get from a lot of the talking heads. They make it sound so simple. Just run Zeke. Well, it's how you run Zeke. If you just say, we're just going to run the ball every time right up the middle, that doesn't work. We've done that, where we start out and we run the ball in first down over and over and over again every single drive. And teams know that's what you're going to do, so they load the box. The thing the Dallas Cowboys did was not only run the ball, they distributed the ball. They ended up moving and having different looks. They ended up passing from outside of the pocket. They did quick hitting passes. They had Austin mostly as a decoy, but they had him in there. And during that game, as they keep talking about, you ran the football, you ran the ball. I know our wide receivers didn't do much in that game. But understand, there were 8 different players that caught the football. 8 different receivers in that game. And the Cowboys disguised what they were doing. So, because the Rams had to cover everybody, they couldn't stack the middle. and it gave the advantage to that big offensive line. When we played the Minnesota Vikings, they knew we were going to try and run the football. They made sure that Zeke Elliott was not going to be the one to beat them. And we continued to try and go right at them strength on strength. And it didn't work. This time, we went at them. But we also went all over the place. So this is a game of chess. Now the thing is I look at Minnesota's defense, I look at the Bears' defense, I look at New Orleans' defense, and I look at New England's defense. They're a lot better defense than what the Eagles have. But I will say this. If you are just figuring, well, we're just going to blow them out because we're the Cowboys and we're healthier and we got better players and they've got practice squad receivers, then you don't know anything about football. Because anybody can beat you like the lowly Jets. You have to come in there with an attitude and ready to play with your chin strap buckled up. And I believe in my Cowboys. And I believe that Zeke Elliott has owned the Philadelphia Eagles. So guys, it's going to be a fun week. We're going to have a lot to talk about. And be happy that we've got this. Oh, one other thing. I got something. I always like to open stuff that come in the mail for me here because I've got a lot of people that don't like me, and if it ends up being like some anthrax gas or a ticking time bomb, at least there's some photographic evidence of what it might have been or so on. I have no idea what this is. It came from DCM Distributing Center, Dallas, Fort Worth. Okay. I don't know if anybody's sending me anything, but we'll see. It's not ticking. Doesn't feel like a lump of coal. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh, wow. That's a sweatshirt. Oh, now that's, oh man, that won't be a work one. That is, oh my goodness. Let's see. There's no, nothing in here. Who it's from? Dallas Cowboy leading scorer hoodie. I have no idea who that's from. But please let me know who it is so I can thank you. My goodness. This is beautiful. Man, we're going to put this up here. Until we find out who this is from, I'm not going to wear it. So if you know who sent this to me, thank you. And please let me know who you are. All right, it's time for me to get to my day job. We'll probably be doing some live streaming while we're working on these cabinets and things today. I've got to go out and get some plywood and some other materials and stuff so that way we can get this thing done. But I'm Mark Holmes, and thank you guys for watching the Joe Boo Sports Report. I'll see you soon.